close, as we always do, by asking our great reporters to share a little something from their notebooks, help get you out ahead of the big political news just around the corner. Jeff Zeleny?
Two big words at the White House this weekend being talked about inside the West Wing: political capital. How can the president restore, replace, rebuild his political capital? It was all hands on deck yesterday at the White House, I'm told, inside the West Wing. All advisors were present, or most were present, to talk about what they can do to give this president a win, or something that is heading toward a win after this huge defeat. A couple ideas are, of course, tax reform, infrastructure, but those are down the road. They're looking for something shorter term. So look for the president once again to travel this week, probably midweek, someplace to try and rebuild the political capital. The question is, will he be trying to reach out to people who might not agree with him, as opposed to all these rallies we've seen of true believers? They are with him till the end. The others are not.
That's to be interesting to see. Is he going out for a crowd or going out for a reason? Right. Margaret?
One name to watch, Mike Pence. There's going to be a lot of palace intrigue about whether Reince is down and whether Steve Bannon's up and what's going to happen to Gary Cohn. But Mike Pence, the vice president, really is the one sort of tool in the toolbox that President Trump has to use if he wants to get serious about figuring out how to actually make deals. And I don't mean between Democrats. I mean, like, between the conservatives and the moderates in his caucus. But Mike Pence actually knows how to do this from Congress, and in theory knows how to work with Democrats from his executive experience. We saw him over the weekend in West Virginia, kind of working that sort of rally and message. But to the extent that they want to follow that Biden-Obama model of having experienced lawmakers get stuff done, Pence is a tool they can use if they choose.
We shall see if they choose. Interesting point there, Jennifer.
Okay, I'll give you a quick preview of an executive order that Trump is going to be signing in the coming days, as possibly as soon as Tuesday. It has to do with the Clean Power Plan and regulations regarding coal development. We know that Trump wants to roll back those Obama-era regulations. This one has to do with addressing measures that dealt with climate change. So Obama banned new coal mining rights on federal lands, and he slashed emissions from greenhouse gases from power plants. Well, Trump, of course, wants to address those. The latest draft of this executive order goes after both of those, even though President Trump wasn't able to undo Obama's health care legacy this week. This Clean Power Plan was the cornerstone of the Obama climate legacy, and he's going after that.
Democrats won't like that. Manu?
John, there is no path right now for Neil Gorsuch to get the 60 votes he needs to overcome a Democratic filibuster in the Senate. I've talked to many Democratic members and aides. Those 8 votes that they need for Democrats to join Republicans to get the 60 are not there. So the next step is going to be the nuclear option. Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, other top Republicans, they're prepared to go this route, to change the rules to ensure that a filibuster for Supreme Court nominees can be overcome by a simple majority, something they could do with their 52 Republican seats. This will have huge ramifications for future presidents, for the court, for future presidents when they have their Senate in their own party. They'll be able to get whatever nominee they want through without bipartisan support. So watch for that to come to a head next week. The nuclear option probably will be pulled.
We spent last week explaining reconciliation and the Byrd Rule during the health care debate. Now we're going to try to tell America what the nuclear option is. I'll close with more on the sense of alarm and worry among seasoned Republicans after last week's health care debacle. I communicated with nearly 24 veterans of past Republican administrations this weekend. Every one of them, views the Trump White House political and communication shops as amateur. Built, they think, to keep the president happy, but seemingly blind, they believe, to using his power, and he has a lot of power as a communicator, to strategically target travel and events like Jeff was just speaking about. There's not much more faith in organizations tied to congressional leaders, one of which was highly embarrassed Friday night after it ran TV ads congratulating House Republicans for passing the repeal bill, even in at least one district where the GOP member had declared she would have voted no had there been a vote. But the major concern is the White House and its handpicked team at the Republican National Committee. As one Reagan administration veteran put it, quote, "I hope they now understand the campaign is over and a president can't win at governing by just saying, I'm going to win." A lot of discontent out there among Republicans.